Hello everyone, welcome to day 3 of our trading challenge. Alright, so we are trading $500 to $5,000 within 30 days. Here we put our trade time. Alright, so here is our trade time. Our trade time is 1 minute, while our trade amount is here. So we are leaving it at 1.64, which is the amount that the trade manager have recommended. So let's get to this. As I said, do not mind that we are trading demo. All right, so this is a new software we got, so we are trying to test run it before we now start trading it on our live account. So that's why we're putting all necessary risk management to ensure that the trade goes in our favor and see if we can truly manage it. Okay, so let's get to this. All right. Okay, so I see a sell here for 1 minute. So the reason I'm taking this sell here, if you watch, you can see the first thing is the resistance that I spotted. So I spotted the resistance in this place, although this resistance is a bit weak, but I'm expecting it to drop. So there is a resistance in this region. All right. So there's a resistance here, and you can see that this have already reached the overbought region. All right, so it's expected to drop. But as you know, as trade will always be trade, there is nothing guaranteed. And that is why in our trade, we have at least 8 trade to win 1. So if this is a losing trade, we'll go over to the trade manager and mark it as a loss, and then it will generate a new trade amount for us, and we'll look for another opportunity. All right, so don't panic if you are using this software. Don't panic if you run into any losses. So this is a losing trade for us. So what we'll do, we'll come here on the trade result, we'll mark it as a loss, and it will generate for us the next trade amount, which is 3.48. So here we'll put in 3.48. Okay, so let's look for another opportunity. Okay, let's look for another opportunity. All right, I'm going to take a sell here. The reason is because if you look here, although this market is showing that there is a bullish momentum, but looking at this, I can see that the our stochastic oscillator is already showing weakness in this region. All right, so I'm expecting it to drop, but I'm not too sure. But let's see how the trade will play out. So let's mark this as a loss already, because looking at this is a loss for us. So that was a really bad trade we took there. It was an impulsive trade, and it's okay. Always trade in line with the trend. Okay, so I was thinking that I could catch a quick reversal there, but obviously I should have stick to my own strategy. All right, so we'll mark it as a loss. So our next trade is 7.15. 7.15. All right, so let's look for another opportunity. Okay. I'm going to be taking a buy here. The reason I'm taking this buy is because if we look at the grand scheme of things, we look at from here, you will see that anytime it touches this 100 moving average, it always bounces back. All right, so you can see touch here, touch here, bounce, which means that this trend line, okay, this moving average is strong. So I'm expecting it to bounce up from this, just pull up a bit to give me profit, but nothing is guaranteed. Let's see if my analysis will be correct and if we are going to come out in profit or in loss. So whichever one, let's wait in a couple of seconds. All right, so you can see that the price action just broke through the, okay, is that a win for us? Wow, I think that is a win. Yeah, that is a win. So my analysis was correct, but wow, that was a surprise win for us. So we won that trade. So here we'll mark it as a win. So once we mark it as a win, it will end the session because we said we want just one win. So it will end the session. We'll come over here and click on new session. It will love the session we just ended. It will give us a new trade amount, which is 1.65 now. So we'll start with 1.65 and we'll look for another opportunity. Looking at this, another buy here will be okay. Let's see if we can ride the trend upward. And the reason we are taking this is because if you look, I can see that the two moving average have already crossed and it already have bounced off of this 100 moving average. I can see that the momentum is seriously high. So I'm expecting it to move in a direction so that we can make a profit. But if we don't make a profit out of this one, there will still be another opportunity for us to take more trades. One of the advantage of using this trade manager to trade is that it helps you to cope over trading and trade anxiety. All right. These are the things that usually cause traders to lose more money than they invest because of over trading and trade anxiety. Okay. So let's go over here and mark it as a loss 3.34, 3.44 our next trade amount. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to take a sell here. I think I'm going to take a sell here. Let's take a sell in this rhythm. Let's see. You can see on our stochastic oscillator, it is pretty overbought. All right. And you can see that from the moving average, all right, from our moving average here, it's indicating that the trend is becoming weak. And how do you know that the trend is becoming weak? When you see that the two moving averages are trying to merge, all right, so it shows that the trend is becoming weak. So because of that, and I also checked, I saw that in this region there is a resistance in this region, which is the same region. You can see it is the same region. So because of that, that's I'm taking the sell, and that was a good trade right there, and we came out in profit. So let's mark it as win. So we're going to check how much we have. 545, 545. Okay, so we're just a bit off by this 29. Okay, so okay, 1.65. If you know you're enjoying this type of trade, if you know you're enjoying this content, please try and give us a like, comment, so that's to encourage us. All right, I'm looking at this. This is a good trade to enter buy. For me, this is a good trade to enter buy. So I'm going to take a buy here. The reason I'm taking a buy is because from our moving average clearly shows that this is an uptrend. Okay, so this is an uptrend. And although we capitalize on the, will I say, a quick drop, that was the first trade we took, but the general trend from here is a bullish trend. Okay, so I believe that this trade should be able to correct itself and start going up, but let's watch if that is going to give us profit as we have taken our buy position. Let's watch. All right, I love that move. I love that push there. Let's see if it can sustain it. All right, that is a win for us. Yeah, that is a win. So market has win and the session have ended. So remember, we have a total of 7 sessions today to hit our 2% on our account. So our next rate is 1.66. So we change this to 1.66. Let's look for another trade. I think we have already made enough profits here. So let's look for another trade. If you notice, you will see that I'm only interested in trades that their payout is 92%. This is because we set our payout to be 92%. So we want trades that will pay us that amount based on what we have set already. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Hmm. Okay, let's wait for the close of this candle and know if we are going to take a buy or a sell. Let's see. Okay, we're taking a buy here. This is really a very risky trade that I just took. And I took this trade out of impulse. But the reason I took this trade is because you can see that our stochastic oscillator have already crossed, showing a bullish tendency, and our moving average has crossed also, coupled with the fact that the candlesticks are above the 100 moving average. So that's why I took the buy. But obviously, let's see if we'll come out in profit or in loss. Whichever be the case, we still have more trade opportunity, which is we have 7 more trade opportunity to go. Okay. And I think it's a win. We lost that trade by a second. We lost the trade by a second, and that is okay. We lost that trade. So let's go for another. So we'll go with 3.46. 3.46. Let's look for another opportunity. Now, sometimes as a trader, one of the things that might affect your trade outcome is the time you chose. All right, the time you choose. So I'm taking a sell here. So the time you choose for your That is your trade expiry time here, which is, for me, I chose 1 minute. Sometimes there are certain times that it will work in my favor. There are certain times that it will serve as a hindrance, that it could cause me to lose. That's why I see some people, they love to trade with lower time frame, like the 5 minutes time frame and the 15 seconds time frame. Sorry, was I meant to say 15 seconds time frame. So, but whichever be the case that you are using now, let me explain this straight. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. So sometimes the time frame you choose can affect your trade. Now, the reason I took this trade is because obviously you can see that the moving average, the 100 moving average, all right, is showing that the market momentum or the trend of the market is bearish. Okay. So I looked at it and I saw that it's bearish. Then also saw that the candlestick have touched the Bollinger Band upper band here, and this have crossed. Also, it have also crossed here. So I knew that there is going to be a reversal. All right, there's going to be a reversal, and that's why we took that trade, and it's a win for us. So we have 3 more trade sessions to go. This looks like a good trade, but looking at this is a bit risky. Okay, because you can see that from here we are in a consolidation. All right, so it's a bit risky to take a trade because there is no clear trend. Okay, this looks good, but I'm afraid that it might bounce back from this. It might reject from the 100 moving average. So let's look for another trade. Let's see if we can find more trades. Let's look if we find another trade. Okay. This look good to take a sell. So I'm going to take a sell here. It looks good to take a sell. So let's hope that they try move in a direction. The reason, as you might already know, is that the 100 moving average is above the candlestick, and you can see that the momentum is also showing on a stochastic oscillator a tendency for a downward movement. All right, this stochastic oscillator move faster. Okay, so I'm expecting that it should drop, but let's watch and see if our trade will come in profits or loss, whichever be the case. If we lose this one, we'll trade more. Okay, I think this is a loss for us. Let's mark it as a loss. So we have 3.46. 3.46. All right, so we're going to be taking a trade here. We're going to enter buy and see if we can get this for win this trade. All right, guys, let's watch. So it's a win for us. We won that trade. Oh, market has win. So this software is not developed by me. So it's developed by the crew at Wet Warriors Trade. So the crew at Wet Warrior developed by Mr. Mark. Also, if you are interested in going, if you're interested in getting this software, you can contact me and I will link you up to them directly so you can get it from the right source. Okay. 1.667. All right, let's take a sell here. The reason I'm taking this sell is because you can see, guys, it feels, looking at here, let me show you, there is a mini resistance here, which I spotted. So you can see there's a resistance in this region. Okay, there's a resistance here. And that was why I picked a sell there, because I believe that the trend should go down more. But let's watch if this will give us profit. And yeah, I think we're in the clear. All right, though, is a profit. We won that trade. So we mark it. So let's do 1.67. Let's find another trade. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm not that this is my okay. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm not explaining the trade that much, but I'm trying my best to explain to the best of my ability. All right, so and I'm trying also not to edit much of this trade session so that you guys will see it as raw as it can be. All right, another thing I also want you guys to understand is that in trading there is always going to be uh losses and wins. All right, so forget about those people that usually make videos and they make it to look like they always win on every trade. That is not how true trading works. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this is so that we can go through it together. All right, feel the adrenaline together. You see how I take my trade, the mistakes I make, and how you too can build the confidence to trade. All right, and not to come into this particular platform with the expectation that here every single trade you take is going to be a win. Okay, because most of the times it will not be, and that's why you need a trade manager as this so that you can be able to still come out with a win even if you incur losses. All right, so the reason I'm taking this trade is no other than the uh, resistance in this region. You can see there is a clear resistance in this region, and that's why I took that trade. So this will mark it as a win, marked as a win, and yeah. So we have concluded our uh, 7 sessions for the day. We completed our 7 sessions. So we have done 2% already. We have done 2% of our account already today. So we give thanks to God. And yeah, this so far so good. This is day 3. The trade manager have been performing really well. So I feel like trading more, but let's hold it here so that we don't overtrade. So this is compounding. It's compounding when we come tomorrow, or our next session is we are going to be making 2% of the total capital here. So it compounds. Let me take it to my trade session, my session log, you can see these were my session logs. And you can see that since I started this, I have never had a losing session. That is how good this platform is. Now, take a look at here. At first, I started with $500. So I was like, okay, that $500 was good. Then I top it up to 50,000 and I took about 3. I trade for some time and you can see the wins there. And that's okay, fine. Instead of trading with a big capital on this demo account, let's reduce to 500. So we reduce 500 and we'll start trading from that 500 and we have been trading it to this day. And you can see that we are always coming out with a win. All right. So this helps you to keep track of all your trade activities. All right. So that you can have a structure reporting and so on and so forth. So that will be end for today. I'm sorry my voice is a little bit cranky. All right, I'm kind of in between stuff. I just needed to do this video quick and put it out there. So I'm sorry if it's not as professional as it should be. So bear with me. Just flow with the reading, flow with understand the intention that we are trying to put in here, understand what we are trying to do. All right, we're not trying to show the expertise of the trader. We're just trying to see how we can go and what is possible on this platform. Okay, once we are done with testing this for the 30-day period, if everything goes well and if it is something that we can then go ahead and implement and use on our live account, then we will